One of tables and arrays. The first thing we need to do, of course, is go to Firefox, SQLite Manager, and we want to say a new database. The database we're going to call this table, and we'll say OK. And of course, now it's going to ask me where I want to store it, and I have it on the C drive, under Java, under Lessons, and I'll select this folder. The next thing I want to do is I want to create a table. Create a table. Name of the table, let's just go with table. And then the column we want to create is item. And we're going to call this an integer. This is just going to create test data for us to be used later on. So let's say OK. And we have the information we need there on the table. Then we're going to go ahead and we are going to say we want to create a new class. We want to put it into the source, so we want to highlight the source by clicking left. And then under create a new visual class, we want to click it, swing, Java frame, and we're going to call it TLSN. Whoops, SN. And we'll say finish. And now I have this. Now, if you're working the previous lessons, you have read_db. So from read_db, I'm going to extract the whole read up to connection. I'm going to say copy, and then I'm going to go ahead and close out that. And under my content panel, I will do a paste of all that information. I'm only interested in the insert because I'm going to insert test data into the database. So up here to the if hold read type, I don't need that. And then up to here is good. I'm getting an error, but we can deal with that later. Let me see what I can probably just. Nope. Okay, I have another error. So I am missing a bracket somewhere, but I'll work that in a second. First off, we want to change. We're not doing LS read anymore, so we want to go ahead and change that to table. And then, of course, we want to insert into the table. And these are names that you can call whatever you like. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have created item as our field to be filled in. So we're going to go here and say item. We want to do an insert on, and we want to put the field in here that we're going to use item. And this is a lowercase case item. And what I want to do is right here where it says sub, I want to say, actually I'm going to take this out. And we're going to put a perform until, so we're going to say for, we'll put a bracket, and we're going to say, we're going to initialize item equals 0, and then we'll put semicolons to end it. And then from here, we want to say item is less than 1,000. And of course, we need to put a bracket for everything that we're going to have in here. And I forgot the semicolons there. That fixes that error. Now if I come down here, it tells me syntax error. Okay, I gotta, let me look, I'm gonna put on pause and look for this. Okay, I'm back. I had too many brackets. I went ahead and removed them. So right at this particular moment, what I'm saying is I'm just going to execute this by itself. That's why I just quick load of my database. I'm just going to load, let me see, plus plus. This will increment it by 1 each time. So I'm going to perform this until 999 times. And I'm going to insert that value of item, which is we incremented each time we pass through here, by 1 until it's 999. And this will just go in our database and create some test data. So if I'm correct, our database should be full. So let me come over here and do a right click and run as and Java application, and I have an error. So and the error is I shouldn't have this. Left this in. So let's go ahead and remove that, and we'll try this again. And I have an error. So let me look at this. Okay, I went ahead and cleaned up the insert. I didn't have the ticks around the table, so I've gone in. So we're going to do an insert into table with an item, which is the just filled on the table, and we're going to put the values of item, which is being incremented each time that it goes around until it's 999. So I'm going to go ahead and do a run on this, and hopefully this time it works. Run. And now it's running. It's going to run for a little bit here, so we'll let it just spin around while it loads the table. It's adding 1,000 characters. So I'm going to put this on pause while it does that so you don't have to sit and watch this. Okay, so now it's done. So now we're going to go back to Firefox, and here's our table. And our table has 1,000 rows. And I can fast forward to the end, and it's 999 rows. And this row ID is naturally added in SQLite. This is the item number. It went to 999 like expected. So that worked. Hopefully you'll be able to understand it. Real quick, I'm gonna see if I can't put a little bit more on the screen for you. And okay, so anyhow, you have your imports and various things, but there it is. And I'll do a pause if you want to look at it. Then I'm going to go down here and pause for a little bit. So you can put a pause and look at it. So anyways, our database is loaded for testing. From this point on, we'll be able to do some actual coding to use tables. Thanks for listening.